As Xingpu Elementary School in New Taipei City is undergoing renovation, instead of throwing their old desks and chairs away, the principal asked Tzu Chi volunteers to come collect whatever that can be reused and recycled.
Separating the screws, plastic, and iron into individual parts is the only way these discarded chairs can be effectively recycled. Although such detail takes time and effort, the volunteers offer no complaints.
That which can be recycled and used again should be clearly separated from that which should be thrown away. The volunteers even go as far as breaking down the items with a screwdriver.
Regarding the volume of cast-offs that have piled up over the decades at that school, head of the school's PTA and Tzu Chi volunteer Jian Zehong suggested a recycling approach.
If the school had just called a disposal company, many recyclables would be thrown away.
Trying to recycle 20 to 30 years of cast-offs is not an easy task. Thus, Tzu Chi mobilized over 40 volunteers and family members to come help. Working together in just one afternoon, the volunteers were able to take away half of the items from both the roof and the basement of the school.
I felt a little embarrassed as only a dozen or so of the school volunteers came, and there are more than 40 Tzu Chi volunteers here.
This recycling activity at this school has been an excellent opportunity to implement our social mission in society.
Among the volunteers are also parents of the school.
Joining us on this weekend to help protect the earth are several parents and their teenage children. In using their hands here today, they are not only making the school a cleaner place, but the earth as well.
By recycling instead of throwing away from teachers to students to parents, today everyone learns an important lesson on how to better care for the earth.
Staying on the topic of recycling, more than 30 second graders from Zhouzhuang Elementary School in New Taipei City visited their neighbors at the Tzu Chi Nangang recycling station for a field trip. Volunteers thoughtfully designed a game which made sorting recyclables more interesting and memorable.
Today, these Zhouzhuang Elementary School students are taking a class on environmentalism at Tzu Chi's Nangang recycling station, which is just 10 minutes walk from their school.
We want our students to have some hands-on experience and to recognize the hard work Tzu Chi brothers and sisters have been doing.
To educate students on how to sort recyclables, Tzu Chi volunteers thoughtfully came up with a game which makes the sorting process much more interesting. Today at the Nangang recycling station, Dai mothers seized the chance to pass on the concepts of environmentalism to these students through stories.
We want to encourage our students to bring their own water bottles and reusable utensils because they eat lunch at school. We hope that they can reduce the amount of plastic bags as they always bring breakfast to school.
Whether it is in school or at the recycling station, everywhere is filled with teaching materials that can inspire students to protect our Mother Earth.
Also in Taipei, Tzu Xiaos from the Siling district visited the Neihu recycling station, where they not only gained a better understanding of the different categories of paper, but also got some hands-on experience at recycling work.
How to recycle paper, let's have a volunteer teach us.
Those with color are called color paper, and receipts are color paper too.
Cutting stickers on the plastic bags. For this group of Tzu Xiaos, recycling is not a new idea, but how to incorporate it into practice is no easy task.
One of the children said that when he purchases breakfast, he won't use plastic bags because he will prepare his own bag. I think we should encourage him and ask him to share his story with his classmates.
Among the Tzu Xiao is this student. Although physically challenged, he still takes this chance to practice recycling with his family. Also joining the recycling effort is Dou Chen, who is an exchange student from Beijing, China. She says she realized that sorting recyclable is not that easy.
I realized that there are many categories we can sort our paper into. We are less careful about it in China and won't sort our papers like this. I find that Taiwanese people are more serious about recycling.
Now, with new concepts of environmentalism in mind, these students are promised to exercise the knowledge they learned here today when they return home.
We meet care recipient Mai Da-wei, who was left paralyzed from waist down following a car accident. Thankfully, Tzu Chi took him under its wing and began providing subsidies to help Mai and his family. Having remained positive and patiently during rehabilitation, Mai is back on his feet today and can even be seen at the local recycling station, giving back for the love he received.
Over the past 3 years, I've never given up. My only goal was to recover from my disability.
Following a car accident in 2009, 62-year-old Mai Da-wei was paralyzed from the waist down. However, he tried his best to recover in order to financially support his family. Following the accident, Mai sought help from various charity groups but received no response. Thankfully, Mai became the Tzu Chi Care recipient in 2011, and the volunteers' continuous care over the past 2 years has been a godsend for Mai.
Now the volunteers still visit me once in a while and ask about my financial situation and if I can handle it.
He is very persistent, very tenacious and very brave. He practices walking all by himself.
Receiving Tzu Chi's financial aid didn't make Mai complacent. After undergoing physical therapy, Mai can walk slowly on his own now.
I had to face reality for the sake of my kids and my wife. I have to show them I have the courage to face my condition and I will never give up on myself.
To fulfill his promise to himself, Mai started looking for a job and even asked Tzu Chi to suspend the financial support to his family. In addition, he also now goes to the recycling station to help out.
I will try to do recycling as much as I can, as this is the way to reciprocate Tzu Chi's assistance. When I help sort recyclables, I feel like I'm helping other people as well.
We healthy people are more blessed. Since Mr. Mai can make devotions, why can't we?
As Mai Da-wei gradually gets back on his feet, his heart of devotion inspires all those around him.